Now, what happens is that when the body goes into something called dehydration, which almost 100% of the people on the planet is suffering from, dehydration, because we don't have the right structured water drinking. We're drinking from bottled water, the more we are dehydrated. The more we drink from the tap water, the more we are contaminated. So we need to find new ways of restructuring our water so that it is healthy. All right? So what happens during dehydration is that the bone precipitates calcium phosphate into the blood. It is similar to boiling water in the pot. So the pot would be the bone. The bone precipitates calcium phosphate into the blood. Now you have this concentrated blood flowing through the veins and arteries with excess calcium. Now this calcium phosphate is a precursor for the formation of crystals. All right? So in this case, there's this bacteria. An example is the bacteria. What happens is that this bacteria or these nanobacteria, they tend to feed on the calcium. And when they feed on the calcium, what they do or the process is called biomineralization. They feed on the calcium, and when this happens, what is produced is this biogenic what you call it, appetite, appetite, this biogenic appetite crystal, and it is of this carbonate makeup, right? So these nanobacteria, they are feeding on these pieces of calcium that is precipitated from the blood, from the bones, especially during dehydration, and they feed on these calcium species. And when they feed on these calcium species, they themselves, these nanobacteria themselves, act like crystal needy or nucleation centers for crystallization to happen. So wherever they are, they will nucleate this crystal gate and start forming a crystal city or a crystal pyramid in many cases in different organs. All right? So these nanobacteria have the ability to feed on free floating calcium in the blood, highlighted from dairy product or dehydration or from the diet. They have the ability to feed on these precursors in the body. Now, how do we control these outbursts of these nano bacteria that are causing calcification in the organs? And I must say that they are very, very heat tolerant, and they are not impacted by pH. All right, but the gut microbiome is a primary control center. All right, so let us look at this now. If we want to control, say, these nanobacteria, how do we go about that? One primary way of confidently controlling these nanobacteria is by regenerating the gut microbiome.